Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rayhan Racha Wicaksana, and in this occasion, I will be explaining about how culture lives in the way we speak every day. So, next, moving on, we have intercultural communication. In today's globalized world, we often meet people from different cultures in education, work, and our daily life. Intercultural communication help us share ideas effectively by understanding not only the language itself, but also values and beliefs in other culture. Gandhi Kans and Kim explain that it builds mutual respect and reduce uncertainty. Redmond adds that adaptability and communication skill are the key to the global teamwork. Meanwhile, Zahira highlight that cultural awareness promote innovation and prevent misunderstanding across culture. Moving on, what uh, what is the importance of intercultural communication? In this era, importance in a globalized world, globalization increases intercultural interaction needed in multinational companies, university, and global platform. It prevents conflict, encourages diversity, and also improve cooperation. For example, Google and Unilever train their employees in intercultural competence. So, uh, so because therefore, they are can expand their businesses worldwide and make it suitable for many different culture in in the world. Moving on. So we have the common challenges in intercultural communication. The first one is language barrier. E.g., an idiom such as break a leg might be confusing or interpreted literally by non-native speakers. Misinterpretation can lead to confusion or even offense if phrases are taken out of context. Second one is stereotypes, e.g., believing that one culture is inherently less efficient or less trustworthy than other. This can cause friction in multicultural teams. The third one is communication style, e.g., an Indonesian may say mungkin bisa dipertimbangkan lagi, or in English they say maybe it can be reconsidered as a polite refusal. But some Westerner might interpret this as a literal potential agreement, leading to misunderstanding. The final one is nonverbal communication, e.g., the thumbs up gesture is positive in the U.S., but maybe it it offensive in some parts of the Middle East. So moving on, we have case study. If we take example of the study from Starbucks in China. Starbucks entered the Chinese market in 1999 when the tea was dominant beverage in China itself, and coffee was viewed as a foreign and costly drink. Instead of imposing Western coffee culture, Starbucks adapted by offering green tea lattes and selling their mooncakes during Mid-Autumn Festival. They also designed their store with larger tables to suit social gatherings commonly in China. By 2024, Starbucks has grown over six, six, 6,800 stores in China, demonstrating successful cultural adaptation in business strategy. Moving on, the second one is the second topic we will be discussing is the relationship between language, and culture. Language is not just a way our just language is not just a way to communicate to each other, but also it's reflect and represent a society's value and beliefs. According to Jiang, language represents cultural reality, while Holmes explained that it mirrors social norm and shape how people see the world. For example, we say mungkin bisa dipertimbangkan lagi instead of I disagree because in Indonesia we prioritize politeness over anything. So if we want to decline something but in a polite way, we say mungkin bisa dipertimbangkan lagi instead of I disagree atau saya tidak setuju. Uh, Maybe from some Indonesian that the word I disagree is a little bit impolite. So we use the word mungkin bisa dipertimbangkan lagi. Moving on. Expressing values and politeness and also identity. Every culture has its own way to showing values, politeness, and identity through language. For example, in Japanese culture, there are three speech levels. Ngoko, which was the lowest one. Madyo, which was the middle one, and Kromo, which was the highest one. These three types of speech levels use in different situation and in different we use it in different person or even in maybe some kind of situation. In the same way, when Indonesian use local language like Sundanese, Balinese, or Minangkabau, they show pride in their cultural identity. This means this reflects our national motto Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, which means unity in diversity, meaning that our language is different, but we are actually strengthened by our unity. So we have misunderstanding in cross-cultural communication also, as Dildorf mentions, when we learn a language, we also learn the culture that comes with it. For example, in Indonesia, when someone say nanti saya pikirkan dulu, it's usually a polite way to review someone, but people from Western culture might think it means agreement. Also, silence in Indonesia can show respect or even patience. Meanwhile, in some Western countries, it's sometimes seen as a lack of confidence or interest. So, conclusion for the part one is intercultural communication and language are deeply connected. Understanding both help us avoid misunderstanding, build respect, and strengthen our global relationship. Language reflects culture. Our words show identity and values. By being culturally aware, we are more open-minded and effective in a diverse world. So, moving on into the part two, we have case study one. And here we have cultural barriers. We have a scenario that a team of employees from Indonesia, Germany, and Japan are working together in a joint technology project. During meetings, the German manager often gives direct feedback. The Japanese member remains silent when they disagree, and the Indonesian team tries to avoid confrontation to maintain harmony. After several weeks, communication starts to break down, deadlines are missed, and also misunderstanding occurs. So, to compromise this problem, we have supporting data or evidence, which communication prefers statistic. A study by Lewis found that 78% of German employees prefer direct solution-focused communication, while 82% of Japanese employees avoid directly saying no to maintain politeness. We also have contextual communication. How they categorize Germany as a low context culture, while Japan and Indonesia are high context. This can impact on teamwork and also decision making. The first one is misinterpretation of intention. The second one is lack of open communication, and the third one is problem escalation and delay. So, what strategies should we use to overcome this barrier? The first one, we can use intercultural communication training. The second one is we can use structured communication technique. And the last one, we can develop hybrid communication norms. So moving on into the case study number two, cross-cultural communication for businesses. We have a scenario here that an Indonesian furniture company, Tropical Craft, is expanding to the European market. The company's marketing team created advertisement emphasizing family values and community spirit. However, the campaign received little attention from European audience who view the ads as overly emotional and lacking professionalism. And here we have supporting data or evidence, advertising preference difference. The first one, research by Democh show that Asian advertising emphasize group harmony, families, family use, and indirect emotional appeal, while European advertising focus on more on individuality, product benefit, and rational persuasion. Second one is Hofstede cultural dimension. Indonesia scored 14 on individualism, indicating a strong collective culture, while European countries such as Germany ranks 67, France ranks 71, and the UK ranked 89 score high on individualism. The third one is communication style contrast. According to Hall, Indonesia is a high context cultural message, rely on implicit meaning and emotional cues. So what is the cultural values of it? So first one is we have collectivism versus individualism. The second one is we have high context versus low context. And the third one is communication professionalism standard in Western marketing. So how we overcome this problem? We can revise marketing strategy for European consumers. The first one, we highlighted the product quality and functionality. The second one, we can use individualistic and lifestyle focus advertisement. And the third one, we can advertising localize the marketing approach. So moving on into the case study number three, we have a scenario that during a business negotiation between a US company and an Arab client in Dubai, the American representative repeatedly checks his watch and maintains a wide personal distance. The Arab client interprets this behavior as impatient and disrespect, leading to a tense atmosphere and failed negotiation. So, in here we have data evidence, time orientation difference. The first one. Hall states that US follows a monochronic culture prioritizing punctuality, deadline, and task completion. Second one is proxemics, or the use of personal space. Research by Soroskwa found that Americans maintain an average of 94 centimeter personal distance in social interaction. The third one is nonverbal communication and trust. A study by Mayer highlight that trust in Arab businesses context is built through personal connection, warmth, and face-to-face interaction, not solely through formal professionalism. So, what the impact of this nonverbal signal and business relationship? The first one is the Arab client interpret watch checking as the lack of respect, making him feel undervalued and rushed. The second one is increased physical distance suggests emotional detachment, reducing rapport and trust. And the final one is misaligned expectation we can weaken the relational foundation essential in Arab business culture, ultimately leading to negotiation failure. So what the solution we can use from this problem? We can use, we recommend communication strategies. The first one is develop nonverbal cultural awareness training. The second one is build a relationship based on negotiation approach. And the final one is to adapt nonverbal behavior in intercultural meetings. So this is the reference that I use in this presentation. I think that is enough for me. Thanks for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.